Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back and welcome to Khris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel you guys enjoying today. Well, as I always say, you guys 100% free. So today, you guys, I got a video that is by WrestleLamia. It is titled 10 Legit Toughest Wrestlers Currently in WWE right now. So you guys, WWE, they have been short-staffed. They've been losing a lot of wrestlers, due to, basically just due to them trying to get more money, and all that, you guys. But so we're gonna look at, like I said, the legit 10 toughest wrestlers in WWE right now. So think your top 10 wrestlers who are tough right now in WWE, and let's see if they're in this video. So let's go.
Now, although pro wrestling is predetermined, that doesn't mean that the superstars in a WWE locker room aren't as tough as they come. Over the years, there have been a number of superstars in the locker room that can legitimately cause some serious damage. Names such as Kurt Angle, Ken Shamrock, and Haku all had reputations for being able to take care of themselves whenever the occasion arose. But in relation to the current crop of superstars, there are a few superstars who are legitimately tough, mainly thanks to their experience in the world of mixed martial arts or amateur wrestling. Which wrestlers are they? Well, join us now as WrestleLamia looks at 10 of the legitimately toughest wrestlers currently in the WWE locker room. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists.
Here we go with
Number 10, Ivy Nile. Our fans might not be overly familiar with the name Ivy Nile. Ivy only recently began to appear on WWE programming, and she looks set to be one of the top stars of the NXT brand. Ivy, since debuting in NXT, has become a member of the popular Diamond Mine stable, which is a clear indication that WWE management sees a lot of potential.
So you guys, do you think Ivy Nile, whenever she comes to them, if she comes to the main roster, do you guys think that WWE will make her a women's world champion? Will she be on Raw or will she be on SmackDown? Comment down below, you guys, of what you guys think, and what show will she be on, and if they will make her a women's world champion.
The young star, Ivy has a...
Want a game like a pro? Find gear your way with the Google app. Tap the lens icon to search what you see.
Extensive mixed martial arts background, which certainly makes her a perfect fit for the Diamond Mine. As well as being a legitimate MMA fighter, Nile is also one of the most athletic and physically fit superstars on the WWE roster. Nile was a part of The Rock's hit show The Titan Games, and would actually become the first ever...
You guys, I do agree that Ivy Nile is a tough wrestler right now in WWE.
Female Titan champion. Number 9, Chad Gable. Now, although Chad Gable isn't the tallest guy on the WWE roster, this doesn't mean that he can't handle himself. Gable was a Minnesota high school state champion, and he actually entered the 2012 Olympics in London, where he competed as an amateur wrestler. Gable could out-wrestle virtually anyone on the roster, and although some often laugh about amateur wrestling being a legitimate self-defense mechanism, Gable, as well as the likes of Kurt Angle and even Brock Lesnar, would have drastically different viewpoints on the matter. Number 8, Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura has attained a reputation for being one of the most talented and charismatic superstars of the modern era. Nakamura has achieved tremendous success in every wrestling company he's been in, and he's truly one of the most successful Japanese stars in WWE history. But believe it or not, Nakamura is one incredibly tough man, and he actually had a brief yet prosperous mixed martial arts career. Between the years of 2002 and 2004, Nakamura had a total of 4 fights, and he managed to win 3 of them. For a new fighter, this win-loss record was a fantastic achievement, and it certainly showed critics how tough Nakamura was. Around this time period, there was a ton of interest in Nakamura from various parties, including UFC. In fact,
you guys, I just really want Nakamura to defend that Intercontinental title.
UFC made him an offer for him to join their promotion, as they believed that he could be a huge star. In a 2017 interview with the Hindustan Times, Nakamura would reveal, "Around 2005, UFC offered me a chance to fight for them, but at that moment I was under contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling and I decided to stay in pro wrestling. It was a good opportunity, but I don't regret my choice. You have to understand that I'm 37 years old now.
Wow.
It's been a long time since my last proper MMA training, and although I still train in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, It would take me at least 1 year to be ready for a proper fight. That's not something I want to do as I'm happy in WWE. Number 7. Shelton Benjamin. A WWE accomplishment aside, Shelton Benjamin is actually one of the most talented amateur wrestlers of all time. Shelton was so successful in this avenue that during high school, Benjamin recorded an overall win-loss record of 122 wins and 0 losses. Benjamin was actually considering trying out for the 2000 Olympics, but he decided to pursue the world of pro wrestling and sign with WWE. A number of legends, including Bully Ray and JBL, have publicly stated that Shelton can stretch anyone on the WWE roster and that Shelton is one of the toughest guys in the WWE locker room. Number 6. Sonya Deville. At the age of 16, Sonya Deville began to train in the discipline of mixed martial arts. Eventually in 2014, she decided to fight professionally, and between the years of 2014 and 15,
You guys, with Sonya Deville, right now, even though she's bothering Nate on me as an on-screen thing right now, I feel as if, like, Sonya Deville, she definitely looks like a mixed martial artist. I feel like her and Shayna Baszler need to be a tag team. So if they ever get rid of the little, the little corporate thing with Sonya Deville, I feel like her and Shayna should be a tag team. But we'll definitely have to see.
she had a total of 3 fights and managed to win 2 of them. She eventually decided to appear on the new season of Tough Enough, and although she didn't win the show, she was offered a developmental deal. Since then, her career has gone from strength to strength, and she was called up to the main roster in 2017. At one stage of her career, Sonya actually pitched a storyline with Ronda Rousey, and this would see the 2 of the most legitimate and toughest female superstars of all time collide in an epic feud, but unfortunately WWE rejected the exciting pitch. Number 5. Matt Riddle. Now, Matt Riddle may come across as a lovable and charismatic superstar, but the reality is that Riddle is one of the toughest men to ever be in the WWE locker room. Before becoming a pro wrestler, Riddle was a fighter in UFC where his record stood at 8 wins and just 3 losses. Riddle will be the first to tell people,
See, you guys, I did not know that about Riddle. Riddle is tough. I always wondered, like, even though he plays around so much, even though he act like he's, off the wall, but he's actually literally, this is my favorite one right here, Riddle being the toughest superstar in WWE right now at number 5.
how tough he is, and he made this perfectly clear when The Undertaker publicly declared that the current generation of WWE superstars are soft. Riddle, during an interview with Wrestling Inc., would declare that, "I'm a former professional UFC fighter that broke people's jaws on a steel cage. That's something that wasn't around when he was a young man, and I bet if it was, he still wouldn't step up because it takes a different breed. We shouldn't say certain things about the upcoming roster because we are real savages, not pretend ones. You should watch out." Number 4. Dolph Ziggler. A number of legendary superstars, including Ric Flair, have stated that Dolph Ziggler is one of the toughest guys in the entire WWE. This surfaced after Conor McGregor made some negative comments about the WWE and their roster. This led to Flair tweeting that he dares McGregor to try the likes of Ziggler or Brock Lesnar, implying that it wouldn't end well for one of UFC's biggest stars. Ziggler's skill set comes from the world of amateur wrestling. He broke multiple records for his high school and college, and was even inducted into the Kent State University Hall of Fame as an achievement of his incredible career. Number 3. Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler may just be the toughest woman to ever step foot in a WWE ring. Shayna began her MMA career in 2006, and this culminated with the run in UFC. Although she was released from UFC, she had a ton of experience in the octagon, and she decided to make the jump to the world of pro wrestling. Shayna brought something completely new to pro wrestling, as before she came along, it was rather uncommon to see female talent with Shayna's background step foot into a WWE ring. When she eventually signed with the WWE in 2017, she quickly impressed management as her in-ring style looked brutal and legitimate, but thankfully Shayna is said to be one of the safest workers around. Number 2. Bobby Lashley. During Bobby Lashley's initial run in WWE, he had an imposing, incredible...
Guys, you can't say Bobby Lashley isn't strong. He isn't that guy, because Bobby Lashley is strong, like legitly strong.
Image. He stood 6 feet tall and had 270 pounds of pure muscle. However, when Lashley departed WWE in early 2008 and decided to try his hand at MMA, fans quickly learned that Lashley was one of the toughest men to ever be under a WWE contract. Lashley's MMA career was a monumental success, and he attained the record of 15-2-0. Lashley was a high school and collegiate wrestler and actually won 3 straight NAIA national championships. Therefore, a fighter of Lashley's size being able to grapple and wrestle made him as credible as they come. Lashley eventually decided to return to WWE in 2018, and since then fans as well as Lashley himself have been campaigning to see him collide with Brock Lesnar in a dream match. And number 1, Brock Lesnar. Before signing with WWE, Brock Lesnar was an accomplished amateur wrestler. He won the 2000 NCAA Division I World Championship, and he finished his amateur wrestling career with a record of 106 wins and just 5 losses. Lesnar's first run in the WWE was brief, as he was on the main roster for 2 years before exploring other ventures outside the squared circle. One of these ventures was MMA, where Lesnar became one of the most dominant and successful fighters in UFC history. Lesnar was such a natural in the octagon that he won the UFC World title in his second fight, and then when he returned to WWE in 2012, he was bringing a ton of credibility, and it was clear that the talent were uneasy of Lesnar at first. A contributing factor to this uneasiness was the fact that it did take some time for Lesnar to adapt to pro wrestling again, as he was extremely stiff in his first few matches. But there you have it, folks, 10 legitimate.
You guys, out of seeing those 10 superstars that are currently right now that are in the WWE, who will be your favorite? Me, I would have to say Riddle. Even though Riddle he's, crazy, but I have to say he is one of my favorites to be in the strongest right now. But then again, you guys, I have to say also Ivy Nile, and also I would have to also say Bobby Lashley as well, and Brock Lesnar too. So really got 4 out of all the 10. But yeah, you guys, comment down below who your favorite is, and just let me know.